Emerging from the ancient Vedic tradition of India, Gaudiya Vaishnavism, also known as the Hare Krishna movement, stands as a prominent Hindu denomination, captivating the hearts and minds of millions worldwide. Founded by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 1486 to 1533, a revered saint from Bengal, India, this vibrant faith revolves around the worship of Lord Krishna, an avatar of Lord Vishnu, the preserver deity in the Hindu pantheon. Gaudiya Vaishnavism traces its roots to the Bhakti movement, a devotional movement that swept across India in the medieval period, emphasizing the personal and emotional connection with God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the central figure of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, is believed to be an incarnation of Lord Krishna himself, who descended to earth to spread the message of divine love and devotion. Gaudiya Vaishnavism is deeply rooted in the concept of bhakti, the path of pure devotional love for Lord Krishna. Adherents believe that Krishna is the supreme God, the source of all creation, and that the goal of life is to cultivate an intimate relationship with him through bhakti practices. Key tenets of Gaudiya Vaishnavism include the supremacy of Lord Krishna. Krishna is revered as the supreme manifestation of God, the embodiment of divine love and compassion. The path of bhakti. Bhakti, characterized by selfless devotion and love for Krishna, is considered the primary means of spiritual enlightenment. The holy name. Chanting the names of Krishna, particularly the Hare Krishna mantra, is believed to purify the mind, awaken spiritual consciousness, and connect the devotee with God. The importance of scripture. The Bhagavad Gita, a Hindu scripture containing Krishna's teachings, is considered a sacred text, offering guidance on spiritual practice and the nature of reality. The role of the Guru. A Guru, a spiritual teacher, plays a crucial role in guiding devotees on their spiritual journey. Gaudiya Vaishnavism incorporates various esoteric, mystical, and magical practices, including japa meditation. The repetitive chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, known as japa meditation, is considered a powerful tool for spiritual purification and connection with God. Kirtan. Group chanting of Krishna's praises, known as kirtan, is a key aspect of Gaudiya Vaishnav worship, creating an atmosphere of intense devotion and spiritual energy. Aarti. The ceremonial worship of Krishna's deity form, known as Aarti, involves offering light, incense, and other devotional offerings. Prasadam. Food offered to Krishna and then consumed by devotees is considered sanctified and imbued with spiritual potency. Gaudiya Vaishnavism adheres to a structured daily routine of spiritual practices, including morning prayers. Devotees begin their day with prayers and meditation, focusing on Krishna and seeking divine guidance for the day ahead. Mangal Aarti. The first Aarti of the day, held before sunrise, signifies the awakening of Krishna and the beginning of a new day. Japa meditation. Devotees dedicate a significant portion of their day to chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, either individually or in group settings. Kirtan. Kirtan sessions, often held in temples or community gatherings, are characterized by enthusiastic singing and dancing, creating a vibrant atmosphere of spiritual joy. Evening prayers. As the day draws to a close, devotees engage in evening prayers, expressing gratitude for Krishna's blessings and seeking divine protection for the night. Gaudiya Vaishnavism draws inspiration from a rich body of sacred scriptures, including the Bhagavad Gita. The Gita, a central text of Hinduism, contains Krishna's teachings on the nature of reality, the path of devotion, and the purpose of life. The Bhagavata Purana. This ancient scripture narrates the life and pastimes of Lord Krishna, providing devotees with a deeper understanding of his divine nature. The Chaitanya Charitamrita. This biographical account of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and teachings is considered a sacred text in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Srimad Bhagavatam. a comprehensive scripture delving into the philosophy and practices of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Gaudiya Vaishnavism often faces misconceptions, some arising from a lack of understanding or misinformation. Here are some common misconceptions and their clarifications. Misconception: Hare Krishnas are fanatics or cultists. Clarification: Hare Krishnas are not fanatics or cultists. They are devoted spiritual seekers following a well-established tradition with a rich history and philosophy. Misconception: Hare Krishnas renounce their families and worldly possessions. Clarification: While some Hare Krishnas may choose to live a monastic life, most adherents maintain their families and careers while balancing their spiritual practice. Misconception: Hare Krishnas worship idols. Clarification: Hare Krishnas do not worship idols. They venerate deity forms, symbolic representations of Krishna, as a means of focusing their devotion and connecting with the divine. Misconception: Hare Krishnas are vegetarians for religious reasons. Clarification: While vegetarianism is encouraged within Gaudiya Vaishnavism, it is not a strict requirement. The emphasis is on non-violence and compassion towards all living beings. Gaudiya Vaishnavism shares commonalities with other major religions, including Hare Krishnas, like followers of many other religions, believe in a single, supreme God. Gaudiya Vaishnavism promotes ethical conduct and adherence to moral principles. The ultimate goal of Hare Krishnas is spiritual enlightenment, similar to the pursuit of nirvana in Buddhism or moksha in Hinduism. However, Gaudiya Vaishnavism also presents distinctive features such as focus on bhakti and divine love. The emphasis on bhakti, the path of pure, selfless love for Krishna, sets Gaudiya Vaishnavism apart from many other religions. Importance of the holy name. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra as a central devotional practice is unique to Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Role of the Guru. The role of the Guru as a spiritual guide and mentor is more prominent in Gaudiya Vaishnavism compared to some other religions. Adherence to Gaudiya Vaishnavism can bring about several advantages for individuals, society, and humanity. Spiritual growth. The emphasis on bhakti and spiritual practices can lead to personal transformation and spiritual growth. Sense of community. The strong sense of community among Hare Krishnas provides support, camaraderie, and a shared purpose. Ethical framework. The adherence to moral principles and non-violence promotes positive behavior and contributes to a more harmonious society. Community service. Hare Krishnas are actively involved in community service initiatives, promoting education, social welfare, and environmental protection. Interfaith dialogue. Hare Krishnas engage in interfaith dialogue, fostering understanding and cooperation among diverse religious groups. Cultural enrichment. Hare Krishna traditions, such as Kirtan and Prasadam distribution, contribute to the cultural richness of society. Promotion of peace. Gaudiya Vaishnavism's emphasis on non-violence and universal love contributes to peace efforts and conflict resolution. Environmental awareness. The Hare Krishna teachings encourage respect for all living beings and promote sustainable practices, benefiting the environment. Cultural preservation. Hare Krishna efforts to preserve and share their traditions contribute to the cultural heritage of humanity. However, there may also be potential drawbacks, misconceptions and prejudice. The distinctive practices and beliefs of Gaudiya Vaishnavism may lead to misunderstandings and prejudice from outsiders. Challenges of balancing spiritual and material life. Devotees may face challenges in balancing their spiritual practice with the demands of everyday life. Potential for disillusionment. As with any spiritual path, there may be periods of doubt or disillusionment, requiring unwavering faith and perseverance. Gaudiya Vaishnavism, with its rich history, profound philosophy, and vibrant devotional practices, offers a unique spiritual path for those seeking a life of devotion, love, and spiritual enlightenment. While there may be challenges associated with adhering to a tradition that differs from mainstream society, the potential benefits for individuals, society, and humanity are significant. For those seeking a transformative spiritual experience and a deeper connection with the divine, Gaudiya Vaishnavism presents a compelling and fulfilling path. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, also known as the Hare Krishna movement, has its main headquarters in Vrindavan, India. Vrindavan is a holy city for Hindus, and it is believed to be the birthplace of Lord Krishna, the central figure of the Hare Krishna faith. The ISKCON complex in Vrindavan is called the Krishna Balaram Mandir. It is a large and impressive complex that includes a temple, a guest house, a museum, gift shops, a restaurant, a bakery, a broadcast studio, and a school. The temple is open to the public, and there are regular tours and lectures available. How to join the Hare Krishna movement? There is no formal process to join the Hare Krishna movement. However, there are a few things that you can do to learn more about the faith and get involved. Visit a local Hare Krishna temple. Hare Krishna temples can be found in most major cities around the world. Visiting a temple is a great way to learn about the faith and meet other Hare Krishnas. Attend a Kirtan. Kirtan is a form of devotional singing that is often held at Hare Krishna temples. It is a great way to experience the Hare Krishna culture and get a feel for the faith's music and dance. Read the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a Hindu scripture that is considered to be one of the most important texts in the Hare Krishna faith. Reading the Gita can help you to understand the basic principles of the faith. Talk to a Hare Krishna devotee. If you are interested in learning more about the Hare Krishna faith, you can talk to a Hare Krishna devotee. Devotees can be found at Hare Krishna temples, or you can find them online through social media or websites. There are no specific requirements to join the Hare Krishna movement. People of all ages, races, and backgrounds are welcome to learn about the faith and participate in its activities. The only requirement is that you have an open mind and a willingness to learn. If you are interested in joining the Hare Krishna movement, it is important to do your research and learn as much as you can about the faith. You should also talk to Hare Krishna devotees to get their first-hand perspective. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to join the Hare Krishna movement is a personal one. Like any organization or group, the Hare Krishna movement has faced accusations and controversies over the years. These have included allegations of financial impropriety, child abuse, and cult-like practices. There have been several instances of alleged financial mismanagement and fraud within the Hare Krishna movement. In one high-profile case, a former temple president in New York was convicted of embezzling over $8 million from the temple's funds. In another case, a group of Hare Krishna leaders in India were accused of diverting millions of dollars in donations to personal use. There have also been accusations of child abuse within the Hare Krishna movement. These allegations have been particularly focused on the movement's use of Gurukula schools, where children are taught by Hare Krishna monks. Some former Gurukula students have alleged that they were subjected to physical and emotional abuse. Some critics have accused the Hare Krishna movement of being a cult, citing its emphasis on obedience to authority, its strict rules and regulations, and its practice of separating devotees from their families. However, Hare Krishna leaders have strongly denied these accusations, arguing that the movement is simply a traditional Hindu denomination. It is important to note that these accusations are just that. Accusations. There has been no definitive proof of any widespread wrongdoing within the Hare Krishna movement. The movement has also taken steps to address the concerns that have been raised, such as establishing child protection policies and implementing more transparent financial practices. Over the years, the Hare Krishna movement has faced various accusations and controversies, including allegations of violence, brainwashing, fanaticism, mind control, cultism, abuse, exploitation, sexism, racism, classism, and bigotry. There have been a few isolated instances of alleged violence associated with the Hare Krishna movement. However, these cases have been investigated and dealt with by the appropriate authorities. The movement has also taken steps to address concerns about violence, such as implementing conflict resolution training and promoting non-violence as a core tenet of their faith. Some critics have accused the Hare Krishna movement of using brainwashing techniques to control its members. These accusations are often based on the movement's emphasis on obedience to authority, its strict rules and regulations, and its practice of separating devotees from their families. However, Hare Krishna leaders have strongly denied these accusations, arguing that the movement simply encourages discipline and dedication to spiritual practice. Some critics have also labeled the Hare Krishna movement as a cult. These accusations are often based on the movement's distinctive practices and beliefs, such as its emphasis on chanting, its worship of Krishna, and its separation from mainstream society. However, Hare Krishna leaders have argued that the movement is simply a traditional Hindu denomination with a long history and a rich spiritual tradition. There have also been allegations of abuse and exploitation within the Hare Krishna movement. These allegations have included physical and emotional abuse, as well as financial exploitation. The movement has taken steps to address these concerns, such as establishing child protection policies and implementing more transparent financial practices. The Hare Krishna movement has also been criticized for its alleged sexism, racism, classism, and bigotry. Some critics have pointed to the movement's traditional gender roles, its lack of diversity in leadership, and its occasional use of insensitive language. The movement has acknowledged these concerns and has made efforts to address them, such as promoting gender equality, diversifying its leadership, and conducting sensitivity training. While the Hare Krishna movement has faced numerous criticisms and controversies, it is important to note that these accusations are not universally accepted. The movement has taken steps to address many of the concerns that have been raised, and it remains a popular and respected spiritual path for many people around the world. Ultimately, it is up to each individual to decide whether or not they believe that the Hare Krishna movement is a safe and ethical organization. There is no easy answer, and there is no doubt that the movement has had its share of problems. However, it is also important to remember that the Hare Krishna movement has a long history and that it is a complex organization with a wide range of views and practices. Before joining any religion or spiritual path, including the Hare Krishna movement, it is crucial to conduct thorough research and gain a comprehensive understanding of the movement's beliefs, practices, and history. This will empower you to make an informed decision about whether or not the Hare Krishna movement aligns with your personal beliefs and aspirations. Here are some specific aspects you need to consider. Thorough understanding of beliefs. Delve into the core tenets of the Hare Krishna movement, including their concept of God, the path to spiritual enlightenment, and their approach to daily life. This will help you assess whether these beliefs resonate with your own spiritual worldview. Evaluation of practices. Familiarize yourself with the movement's devotional practices, such as chanting, meditation, and kirtan. Understand the purpose and significance of these practices to determine if they align with your spiritual inclinations. Assessment of lifestyle. Gain insights into the lifestyle expectations of Hare Krishna devotees, including dietary restrictions, social interactions, and community involvement. Evaluate whether these lifestyle choices align with your personal preferences and values. Community interactions. Engage with Hare Krishna devotees and participate in their activities to gain first-hand exposure to their culture, values, and approach to life. This will provide valuable insights into the day-to-day realities of being a Hare Krishna devotee. Critical thinking and self-reflection. Maintain a critical mindset throughout your exploration. Consider the movement's history, including its controversies and challenges, and reflect on your own motivations and expectations for joining. Seek guidance and support. Consult with spiritual advisors, mentors, or individuals with experience in the Hare Krishna movement. Their perspectives and insights can provide valuable guidance as you navigate your decision-making process. Respectful dialogue and engagement. Engage in respectful dialogue with Hare Krishna devotees to address any questions, concerns, or doubts you may have. Open and honest communication can foster a deeper understanding of the movement. Gradual immersion and self-assessment. Approach your involvement with the Hare Krishna movement gradually, allowing time for reflection and self-assessment. Observe your experiences, emotions, and overall sense of alignment with the movement. Prioritizing personal well-being. Maintain a focus on your own well-being and emotional health. If you experience any discomfort, confusion, or doubts, prioritize your personal needs and don't hesitate to step back or seek alternative spiritual paths. Informed decision-making. Ultimately, the decision to join the Hare Krishna movement is a personal one. Exercise your own judgment, informed by your research, experiences, and self-reflection, to determine whether or not the movement aligns with your spiritual journey. Remember, joining any spiritual path requires commitment, dedication, and a willingness to open your mind to new perspectives. Approach your exploration with sincerity, respect, and a focus on your own spiritual growth.